So, September is Suicide Prevention Month, and for reasons entirely unbeknownst to my conscious self, I have really been avoiding making this video. Because it's really one of the only things I wanted to do for a long time, and I think it's actually been hindering my creative flow with every other outlet that I have, because this is the one that I've been needing to do. So this is me after much anguish and breakdown and tears and frustration and a lot of dis-ease today, realizing that maybe the thing that will make me feel better about my human existence is sharing my human existence. So here is me, Ashley, sitting on the couch where so much happens and finally fucking talking to the world. Hello world, I'm Ashley, or Ash, or Ashtree, or Miss Bayman, dependent on which dimension you know me in. And I've had one heck of a journey on this human plane, on this realm, in this dimension, this time round on the merry-go-round we call life, this roller coaster ride. It's been a wild one, and my birthday's coming up next week, and it's been making me reflect a lot on my life, because it's a portal, it's a gateway, it's a new age for me, the oldest I've ever been, the youngest I ever will be. I feel 25 is quite a big one, to be honest. I never I honestly never thought I would make it this far. And I haven't been conscious of that for very long. Probably about a year now, almost exactly a year ago, I became very conscious of how suicidal I was. And I feel the need to define that. People think in order for someone to be suicidal, they have to slit their wrists, overdose on pills, or be dead. And I just really feel the need to add a voice to this dialogue in saying that suicidal tendencies are not only killing yourself or trying to kill yourself, it's also, I believe, really, really, really just not fucking wanting to be alive. And being so depressed and so detached from the current reality that you can't show up to life. You can't hold down a job. You can't sustain a lifestyle. You can't maintain healthy friendships or even relationships with your closest family members. It's beyond depression to the point of, it's not even numbness anymore. It's just like the anguish of death, but like constantly being there. And it's to the point where it's like mental health and spiritual and emotional health are just such like these unseen forces to the point that it seems like it's not real. Even within your own existence, you can be literally on the floor, snot coming out of your nose, heaving in such like anguish, and then an hour later you can be like, oh no, what was that about? Hey, what? That's fine, I'm cool. Laugh it off and carry on, am I right? That doesn't mean that that anguish wasn't real. And that doesn't mean that there's not something in you that you need to feel. I'm a poet and I rhyme often. Not sorry. What? Suicide? Well, I still struggle. My life's more perfect right now than it ever has been. I have literally the perfect partner for me. Beyond in the world, in all of existence, I have found my person. And I have a very loving family who is finally, I feel, kind of broach the realm of understanding me, or at least accepting that they don't understand me, which makes being a part of the family possible, because they're not holding me to expectations or personas or identities that I don't identify with anymore. They're not trying to force me to be what makes them comfortable. They're kind of just realizing that if they don't love me, they could lose me. Okay, you want to go forward? Anubis wants to go for a walk. Let's go for a walk. Come on, Lewis. Anubis. Hey, don't eat. That is. Oh my gosh, she's eating cement. Anubis. Come on, dude. Woo! Puppy. Come here. Come here, Bubas. Hello, my love. I'm kind of coming into a space of realizing that living because you don't want to die isn't really living. Being here, accepting that you are here, wishing eternally that you were elsewhere, wishing that you were in the future, wishing that you were in the past, wishing any fractal amount of your past away is a denial of your current reality. And I've just really come to realize that suicidal tendencies are so much more than the mainstream understands, so much more than anyone understands. I felt the need to speak on this topic because it was only a year ago that I realized how suicidal I had been my whole life. Why would a 15-year-old girl starve herself and go to bed anxious every night that her heart would stop, but still not go eat something if she didn't want to die? Why would she drink so much that she threw up and then carried on drinking if she didn't want to die? Why would she get wasted with strangers and sell her body and sell her soul for cheap thrills that left her feeling more empty than before if she didn't want to die? Why would she poison her body? Why would she poison her mind? Why would she deny her heart and her dreams and her passions and her purpose if she wanted to live? These are the things that made me realize I was suicidal. Not once have I taken a blade to any part of my skin. Not once have I taken any amount of pills. But that doesn't mean I haven't wanted to die for a very, very, very long time. I've wished death on myself very, very many times. And I've called it to me. And I've had near-death experiences. And I've just really recently come to realize that why am I here if not to live? Like, that's the simple answer. Like, if I was meant to be dead, I wouldn't be alive. So I'm choosing to embrace my aliveness. I'm choosing to accept that for now I'm meant to be a human on Earth. And the sooner I accept that, the less painful my experience here will be. The more I will start to embrace the aliveness that is Ashlee and start finding the reason for that. Because I do believe that there's purpose. I don't believe that this is all just one big hubbubaloo of random-ish. Like, maybe you do, but I don't. And I've always believed that there's purpose. I've just really struggled with all the pain that I felt and wondering, why is there all this pain if I'm meant to live this beautiful life of heaven here now on Earth? Suicide prevention. So a few days ago I woke up from a dream where voices were singing, fuck suicide, fuck suicide, fuck suicide, fuck suicide. And making this video has been in my consciousness and in my heart and on my mind a lot lately. To be truly honest, the only reason it's actually happening is because it's hindering me from all of my other creative outlets, which are a lot more introverted, like painting and making music and writing and all of the other thing, and sewing and stuff, and like all of the other things that I do to sate this fucking creative urge that if it doesn't create makes me want to die. I've already talked about life, and I've talked about death, and I've talked about my understanding of suicidal tendencies. So what I want to say now in wrapping it up is what? I feel like, to be honest, through my journey, I have come to understand that the urge to want to die is because you're not living. And waking up in the morning, eating food, defecating it, and having a job or going to school does not equate living. Living, to me, let's define that as well, is feeling alive. Feeling happy from within, not needing substances to make you feel good or anything. Feeling, let's start there. Living is feeling, and that can be good feelings or bad feelings, sore feelings, uncomfortable feelings, scary feelings, happy feelings, blissful feelings, ecstasy, whatever the spectrum, which is eternal, of feeling that you're feeling. If you're feeling, you are alive. I've spent a lot of time on the lower, darker end of the spectrum, which is a part of what made me want to not be alive. But I had a dream as well a while ago that really made me understand that feeling means you're alive. Not everyone is blessed enough to feel. So even if it hurts, I'm blessed to be feeling. That's actually a mantra that kept me going last year when I was at the worst that I've ever been. Maybe I'll cut that in if I can find that footage. I was in a dark space then. Feeling. Feeling is incredible. Feeling is incredible. Even when it hurts, I'm blessed to be feeling. I don't want to kill myself. So suicide prevention. The reason we want to kill ourselves, the reason we want to not be alive, is because we are not living. So in order to stop wanting to be dead, to stop wanting to not be alive, you need to reflect on yourself and do the things that make you feel alive. Do the things that set your heart on fire. We didn't come here to get a job. We didn't come here to tick things off on our to-do list. We came here to have the human experience, to engage with life, to swim in the ocean, to climb mountains, to touch one another, to eat, to cry, to laugh. We came to have the human experience. So yes, okay, right now you may need to have a job in order to maintain your human experience, but that is not the purpose of your life. So that's where your depression comes from, the fact that you are not living. You are alive with a heartbeat, but you are not living, and you need to start living. Do things that make you feel alive. Do something for the first time. Do something you haven't done in a very long time. This is not the YOLO mentality, go do drugs and have sex with strangers and la la la. It's just be alive, you know? Live for more than your job, live for more than your obligations, live for yourself. And I can't tell you what makes you feel alive because I am not you. But the things that make me feel alive is creating and playing and indulging. I really fucking love food, dude. I love food, and I love finding food that is yummy and exciting. And I'm vegan, so it's like a hunt, dude, to find cake or whatever. So this video may have been talking about me a lot, but this is my channel and my life and my art, so it's gonna involve me. Not sorry. But my perception of suicide prevention should be pro-life. You have a life right now, so you might as well live it. You're gonna die one day, and then you'll be dead. So instead of wanting to be dead while you're alive, and no doubt wanting to be alive when you're dead, why don't you just be alive now? Because that's what you have. My simple answer is just do what you're already doing, and that is being alive. And know that you're not alone, and know that you're very loved, know that you're supported and believed in and seen, even if you don't feel that way, and know that your future self is going to be so proud of you for sticking it out through the tough times. My suicide prevention message is you're already alive, so keep living. If you need inspiration, ask for it of the universe and it will come to you. That's how the law of attraction works. Do not think you're alone. I had this like complete mental breakdown on Instagram last year where I was like suicidal as fuck, and I was like making all my followers watching my story feel bad about it, and it was intense. But a lot of people messaged me, slid into my DMs and were like, hey, I want to kill myself too. And I just realized, wow, I'm not nearly as alone as I think I am. So many people that I never would have perceived to have felt that way were like, I feel you. I really fucking feel you. And this is just me saying, like, I'm a happy person, but I'm on the floor, schnottentronering very often as well. And I think, again, that's just the human condition. So to think just because you see someone happy means they're happy, or just because you see someone depressed means they're never happy, it's like dumb. We are all happy sometimes, and we are all fucking sad sometimes, and we are all fucking mad sometimes, and we're all human. And that's what it means to be alive, to feel. To wish your life away because of a bad moment or a bad year or a bad 10 years is silly, because life's a lot longer than 10 years. Life's a lot longer than the moment of suffering. And there will always be moments of bliss and just ambivalence, neutrality, and wonder and ecstasy. And that is life, and that's what we came here for. So we might as well just accept that we are here and stop fighting it. So not super, well, maybe it is inspirational, but there's no like big bang message in this. It's just, we're alive, so let's keep living. And to end it off, I got this tattoo last year when I decided to keep living. Maybe I have to invert the video so that you can read it on there. But it's just a personal reminder, as well as kind of a message to the haters. Like, so many people have doubted me in my life because I've been disordered and I've been all over the place and I've been a wreck, perceivably. I was just being human, very heart on my sleeve. Everyone feels, but I was just very public about my feelings, which I think is a wonderful thing about me. Go me. But yeah, I've only just begun, so why should I have pressure on myself to be perfect? Why should I have pressure on my life to be perfect, or my relationships, or my career path, or my art, or my expression? I've only just begun. For the rest of my days, I've only just begun. And you have too, so just give yourself grace and be where you are and fucking love yourself for the flawless, awesome expression of divinity that you are. I love you forever and fucking always. Thank you for hearing me out. And one more quick thing. I honestly believe that the suicidal urge, like I said, is because you're not living, but it's also because you're not creating. I really believe that we are all, I don't believe, like I fucking know, we are all a divine expression of the source, of God, of whatever you may call it. We are all individual embodiments of the creative source of existence. Meaning we have a lot of creative energy in us, man. So much. Which is why everyone has so much sex, because that's the act of creation, but it's completely misdirected in today's society. And if you're not having a lot of sex, you're depressed or a manic artist creating a lot. Like, that's pretty much it. Or you're eating a lot, or there's like some way where we're either consuming or expressing excessively, because we are all the creative life force within us, so desperate to be expressed. So one of the main things I would say that has saved my life is art, and any way, shape and form. Dance, spoken word, written word, singing, screaming, writhing on the floor, playing music, making art, sewing, painting, drawing, whatever form it comes out in.
expressing yourself in a creative, authentic way is the main way you're gonna stop wanting to die. Because the reason you want to die is because there's so much inside of you that you don't know what to do with it anymore, and you'd rather just pull your hair out or slit your throat or something. The truth is, like, don't do that, bro. Just draw a picture. Like, even if it's just scribbles on a page for like an hour, if you just like just do it, and more will come, and you will start to like it more and more as time goes on. I promise. You've only just begun. But in order for that to be true, you have to begin.